there, you're welcome to this week's episode. If you're watching for the first time, my name is Chichi Ogbonnaya and this is my YouTube channel. I'd like to admonish you to watch the last two videos that I uploaded if you're yet to watch them. The last two videos I talked about traits to look out for before deciding to date that guy or that girl. So please, if you're yet to watch, kindly go to my YouTube channel, check for the last two videos that I posted, and please watch. I can assure you that you would have 1, 2, 3 and maybe 4 things that you find very useful before you think about going into a relationship with that guy or that girl. But let me quickly touch on 4 of those things before we go into today's discussion. First, I mentioned that you want to be sure that you are ready before you go into a relationship with anyone. You don't want to go into it just because you want to be in a relationship. You need to clarify that you are spiritually, emotionally, and mentally ready. Of course, you want to be sure that you're also financially ready before you go into a relationship. Relationships should be mutually beneficial and not parasitic in nature. So you need to be sure that you have something as an individual that you're going to be bringing to that table before you think about going into a relationship with another. And you also want to be sure that you're not being pressured either by your friends, family, or the society. You don't want to go into a relationship out of pressure or because of peer pressure. You want to go into it because it is something that you know you want, because you have found someone who has checked the important boxes of your life, or someone who is pleasing to you or that you have a liking towards, and not just because people are pressuring you to be into one. I also mentioned that you want to clarify, you want to be sure that the person isn't in a relationship presently. I gave a scenario the last time that some people will tell you, babe, I really do like you. I'm presently having an issue with my girlfriend. Don't worry, once I resolve it, we'll be together. Or some will tell you, oh, I just want to break up with my girlfriend. I need you to say yes first, then I'll break up with my girlfriend. You don't want to go into such relationship. You don't want to be involved with such an individual. Whatever issues they have in their present relationship, whatever conflicts that is ongoing in that relationship, he or she should first resolve that conflict. And even if they choose to dissolve the relationship, you need to be sure that they are not dissolving the relationship because of you. You want to be sure that they are not breaking off with that person just because of you. Because if he's breaking up, or if she's breaking off that relationship because of you, chances are that some 2 months, 1 year, 3 years down the line, they just might be breaking off with you just because someone else has come into their life. So be sure that you're not the reason they want to dissolve that relationship. You want to be sure that they are not presently in a relationship, at least, before you decide to go into a relationship with them. I also mentioned that you don't want to date out of assumption. You don't want to date because the guy has been calling you every day, or because the girl is always around you, she cooks for you, she comes to your house and does the laundry for you. You only want to go into a relationship when you're sure that you have been asked. The guy has said, oh, I like you enough to want to be your boyfriend, or I like you enough to want you to be my girlfriend, and you have agreed to date them. You want to be sure that the girl has accepted the offer of relationship that you've presented to the table before you conclude that you are in a relationship with them. A lot of people have had their hearts broken. A lot of people have been hurt just because they assumed they were dating this person, or they were in a relationship with someone, only to find out that they were just dating themselves. So please be sure, clarify that you're not dating out of assumption. Date them only when they have asked you to be their partner, when they have asked you to be their girlfriend or their boyfriend. And finally, I did mention that you want to be sure that you're not having sex with them thinking you would automatically become their girlfriend or their boyfriend. Except for someone who's born again, a lot of people who are not Christians, or who are not believers, or who don't have their moral values well checked, don't see sex as a sign of commitment. For some people, it's just another form of relaxation. For some people, it's just another way of having fun. For some people, it is just another activity. So not everybody sees sex as a sign of commitment. So if you're having sex with that guy, or if that girl is having sex with you, which I would like to say it's very rare, you want to be sure that both of you are getting involved in it, because that is what you both want. And don't assume that you're automatically their partner. So sex isn't a sign that you're in a relationship with someone. It isn't any form of agreement that a relationship has begun. Maybe it works in other places, but to my own understanding and as a believer, I don't think it's a form of relationship. I don't think it's an agreement that you're in a relationship. By all means, you shouldn't even be having sex with anybody, whether or not you're in a relationship with them or not. So you want to be sure that the fact that you're having sex with a person doesn't mean you're in a relationship with them, or they are having sex with you doesn't mean they're in a relationship with you. Today I just want to take some questions that people sent in. This one I received the very first time I started this vlog, the very first video. For some reason, I think I responded to the person, but I just thought, okay, it would be nice for me to take questions today, and I recalled this question. Other questions were some that I got in my DM on Instagram, and two others was just something a colleague asked me one day that we were chatting on WhatsApp. So I thought it would be nice to answer these questions and have it recorded as well. So this one says, in a situation where you have so much friends and you feel one of them is the will of God for you. In a situation where you have when you have so much friends and you feel one of them is the will of God for you, but not sure which one exactly, what do you do? So this is from a guy, actually, someone that I know, and he's saying he probably has this pool of female friends, and for some reason he feels one of them is the will of God for him, but he doesn't know which one exactly. I really don't know how to answer this question, but I will start by saying there isn't just one person for anybody. God did not create one guy for one girl or one girl for one guy. In fact, if we go back to Genesis, when God, in quotes, chose for the man, when things went wrong in that relationship and God was questioning the man, he merely said, "It was the woman you gave me." And I think since then God just decided, every man for himself. When you choose, if you bring the person to me, I will bless your relationship. So there isn't one man for a lady or one lady for a man, because if that were the case, then it means people who break up with one particular guy who probably was God's will for their life and ended up getting married to someone else, it would probably mean both the guy who didn't end up marrying the girl would have missed it maritably, and the person who the girl is currently married to will be married to the wrong woman if that were the case. But that isn't the case. What I believe is, in the pool of God's children, in the pool of male and female, your responsibility, what you're supposed to do, is to identify those things that are important to you. What are those character traits that you want in a partner? What are those core values that you see as important to you? Find someone who probably has up to 80, 70, whatever percentage that you think you can live with, that you feel you can live with. Find that person, present that person to God, pray about it. If you have peace in your heart about that person, by all means, go ahead and go into a relationship with them. Because I have seen good Christians and I have seen bad Christians. I have seen people who are not exactly Christians and they are very well behaved. They conduct themselves in a very good way that you would almost want to say they are even better off than people who profess to be Christians. So you know what is important to you. For me, I would say, I want somebody who's born again. I want someone who is intellectually compatible with me. I want someone who's maybe sociable and all of those things. But most importantly for me, the person has to be born again. So you know what's important to you. You know the things you want in a woman or a man. You know your preference. Find somebody who checks those important boxes of your life and start off with them. Nobody's perfect anyway, so you find your partner and together you build a perfect relationship. Okay, so this person says, Chi, thank you so much for your videos. What should I do if my guy is not speaking my love language? Okay, so I guess this person watched the episode I did on the 5 love languages. I did mention that we have 5 love languages, and the first one is, in no particular order anyway, it's the acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, quality time, and receiving gifts. Now we all have a combination of these 5 love languages, but one is usually dominant. So for this person who's asking what she should do since her partner is not speaking a love language, the first thing I want to ask you is, does he know your love language? Is he aware of your love language? Have you both had a discussion about your love languages? If you haven't, then I think the first thing you want to do is have this conversation with him. Let him know, oh, so I love it when you spend quality time with me, or I love it when you buy me gifts, or I love it when you touch me in a particular way, or I love it when you help me with certain things that I want to do. So you want to first have that discussion with your guy or your girl. Once you've had that discussion, once they know what your love language is, I believe they would want to speak the language. But if you've had that discussion with him and he's still not doing what it is you want him to do, then I guess the decision is up to you. Because if someone is aware of what you love and they're not doing it, then they are indirectly saying something to you. So I think you should listen. But if you haven't had that conversation with them, if you're yet to have that conversation with them, I think you should sit him down or sit her down, let her know, people should talk. Like, so baby, what's up? What's your love language? Oh, mine is this, mine is that. And you can take it from there. This question says, in your episode about who to date, you talked about finding purpose first. What if I am already dating before finding purpose? What should I do? So I did mention in one of the episodes about intro dating that it's very important for you to first find out your purpose, know who you are, because a lot of people don't even have an idea of who they are, what they should be doing, why they have been created, and they just want to jump and go into a relationship. And I said that it's very important for you to discover your purpose as an individual, because it will help you choose right. So let's say for a guy, you know that you want to become a missionary, for instance. If you find that out before getting involved with a lady in a relationship for the purpose of just dating or marriage, it'll be a lot easier, because you would let them know from the onset that, see, at some point in my life, this is what I am going to be doing. So she can decide whether she wants to date a missionary or get married to a missionary. So, but if you're already dating them and maybe you've been 2 years into the relationship before you discovered your purpose, then you want to have that conversation with them. I mean, communication is actually very important in a relationship. So you both should have that conversation. Let him know or let her know that before I met you, I didn't know this is what I wanted to do, but I've been reading, I've been doing research, I've been asking God, and I have found out that this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. What do you think about it? Do you see yourself in this picture? Do you see yourself in my vision? And you can take it from there. Pastor Bimbo Udukoya of blessed memory will say that a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. So you're just in a relationship with this person. It's not like the both of you are married yet. So this is like the best time to have that conversation with them, because by the time you're married, it's going to be harder. It's really going to be hard, because if the person says no, then you have to remain in that relationship. And if they say yes, beautiful. So now that it's just a dating relationship, I think it's the best time for you to have that conversation with them. Let him know, let her know that you have discovered this calling, you have discovered this thing that you believe that is what God wants you to do with your life, and you want to know if they support that vision, if they buy into it. And if he says no, or if she says no, by all means, say goodbye in a very healthy conflict-free way. It's not a do or die affair. Like I said, a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. The final question I'm taking today is this. This person says, how will I know if a guy likes me enough to date me if we've been friends for long? How will I know if a guy likes me enough to date me if we've been friends for long? My dear sister, when a guy likes you, you would know, period. When a guy likes you, you will certainly know. He will not only say it, he would show it, he would act it. In fact, his friends would help in ringing it into your ears. One thing I have come to realize about men, is the fact that they are hunters. When a man wants you, whether for the sake of wanting to just sleep with you and go, he will do everything. He will spend his last kobo. In fact, some people will not spend. He will sweet talk you into getting that thing that he wants from you. And when a man wants you for keeps, he would go out of his way. He will do everything possible to let you know that he likes you. He will do everything possible to let you know that he wants you in his life. So if he's not saying it, if he's not showing it, if he's not acting it, he doesn't like you. Period. Because when somebody likes you, in fact, if you have to think whether or not they like you, the answer is they don't like you. When somebody likes you, you would know. When they don't like you, they don't like you. So if you're thinking about it, if you're wondering, if you're confused about it, it's because they actually do not like you. And some people say that story of maybe the person is shy, see, if a guy is shy, if he's an introvert that he doesn't know how to talk, he should write it. Let him write a letter to you. I mean, the good old days, people write letters. Let him write a letter to you. Let him send it to you on WhatsApp. Let him send you a DM. Let him buy you a book and scribble however it is that he feels about you in the book. The point I'm trying to make is when a guy likes you, trust me, you won't be confused about it. He will go out of his way. He will go all out to let you know that he likes you. So if you're thinking about it, if you're wondering whether or not he likes you, he doesn't like you. So that'll be all for today. I do believe that you've learned one or two things. Relationships are beautiful. Being in a relationship with the right person is beautiful. It's blissful. It's heaven on earth. And when you're in a relationship with the wrong person, it is frustrating, it is heart-wrenching, and you just lose yourself. So you want to be sure that you're going into it with somebody who respects you, somebody who loves you, somebody who you respect and you love, somebody who the both of you understand each other, and together you can make that relationship work. Don't settle, don't compromise, don't be pressured into going into one. Don't make an assumption. Don't sex your way into one. Wait until it comes way. Till we meet again next week, or when next we meet, live a chaste, focused, and purposeful life. I love you, but God loves you more. Bye.